We have Simi. Simi है क्या?
Pallavi, Simi is there?
नहीं, अभी तक नहीं ज्वाइन किया है. She'll join a bit later actually, Kavita.
I saw that message. So we can start, Sarika.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Steve Jobs once said, learn continually. There is always one more thing to learn. And CAFE keeps initiating these lovely learning programs. Good afternoon, CAFEites, to a windy session that will change your outlook and completely sweep you off your feet. Winds of change. Are you ready? Yes, I know. CAFEites are CAFEites because we are always ready to change through learning. Today's session is jointly held by Team 1G and 1E. Sibi Bagaria and Pallavi Bajaj are the leaders of 1G, and Manisha Jain and myself are the leaders of 1E. So very warm welcome to all of you there from all of us here. You have to unmute yourself, Manisha.
Good afternoon, all. The speaker deserves a special introduction. Namita is a chartered accountant by profession, practicing for more than 15 years as a partner at Love and Associates, co-founder at Dil Se Will, an online platform for an estate and succession planning services with a vision to make organized inheritance and succession a household practice in India. An alumni of Goldman Sachs, 10,000 women entrepreneur from IIM Bangalore, a Goldman Sachs 10,000 women entrepreneur, ambassador from ISB Mohali. Namita is an artist by hobby, a pranic healer, and has keen interest in philanthropic activities. A mother of 3, she loves to travel and read. Her personal passion is to make women more aware of the day-to-day finances and make people aware of good mental health also.
I'm awestruck, Manisha, to hear about Namita. So many achievements and interests in one person. Life is a balance of rights and duties. And let's know about this right from the horse's mouth. So ladies, you can be assured of an insightful session this afternoon. A big round of applause for Namita. But before we start, over to Kavita, our dearest founder who initiated winds of change in our lives long back. Kavita, please, welcome to the podium.
Thank you so much. And thank you, Namita, for agreeing to do a 2-session workshop for all of us. There will be lots of learning for each one of us here. So just stay glued with your pen and paper and keep noting down whatever Namita is saying, because the entire week we all need to follow her instructions and learn what we need to know and learn what we need to do. So thank you so much, 1G and 1E, for putting this up together for us, and let's move forward. Thank you so much.
Namita, the podium is all yours. Please start the session.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this session. Am I loud and clear?
Yes.
Okay, great. So let me just explain this 1 week to you. Today, we are going to talk about...
Your voice has become softer, Namita. It's gone down the volume.
Now, is it good?
Yeah, this is good.
Great. So on the first day, that is today, I'll be taking a 1 hour, one and a half hour session, wherein I'll be explaining the importance of certain documents in our life and how we should be maintaining them, right? And why I asked you to get a pen and paper, because I didn't want you to be disturbed when you need a pen. You'll ask someone to give you a pen and get up. I didn't want you to miss anything. So be ready with your pen and paper. I'm truly excited to give you add some value to your life. And the next 6 days, every morning, I'll try that before 9 a.m. I should be posting something on WhatsApp. It could be an activity. It could be the details of a document. Even if I am posting a Word document, please take the time out and take the pain to read it, because definitely it will be of some value to everyone. See, I am very excited that we will be doing financial documents all through the week. And please help me in enlightening you about these documents. We see these documents every single day in our life, but maybe we are not reading them carefully enough, or maybe we are taking everything for granted. Okay. So first, Kavita knows I have a favorite video which I'll show. And then what I want you guys to do is, you will close your eyes, listen to it, and imagine where you stand. Okay? And then I'll explain what is winds of change. Okay, is my screen visible?
Visible, but let's see if the audio is coming or not.
So much for coming to help
Yeah,
us
it's coming,
conduct this experiment today.
but it's too low.
Maybe like stand in line. Now Kavita, you want to say something?
The volume is too low.
It's low. Wait, let me adjust the volume.
I'm gonna ask
Now-
you a bunch of questions.
Yes.
If you answer,
Please close your eyes.
hello everyone. Thank you so much for coming to help us conduct this experiment today.
We were of different ages. We were made to like stand in line.
Now I'm gonna ask you a bunch of questions. If your answer is a yes, step forward. If it's a no, please step back. Here goes. Ready? Did you learn how to ride a bicycle before the age of 10? Did you learn music in school? Did you take any lessons in sports? And no, video games are not a sport, even if it has the word game in it. Did you learn how to iron your clothes while still in school? Take a step forward. If not, take a step back. If you can make tea or breakfast, not just for yourselves, please step forward. If not, take a step back.
At the beginning, I think the questions were more general. People were still going forward and backward. Questions like, it was funny to see like the cooking question. There were a lot of men who went ahead and there were women who were going behind.
Do you usually make all the household bill payments yourself? Do you know the circle rate in your area? Do you know the price of gold today? Do you know the exact breakup of your salary?
As the questions unfolded, the stark difference came out visibly.
Do you know the details of the financial documents you're asked to sign? Have you bought a vehicle in your own name without consulting anybody? Have you bought insurance policies unassisted? Do you watch or follow the budget?
Like you think you're doing okay, but then you're like, okay, these are kind of important things that I don't look at.
Do you manage your own finances and earnings unassisted? Do you know how to invest in mutual funds? Do you know the difference between a mutual fund and an SIP? Do you make the investments for your family members or your spouse? Do you file your own income tax return? Now, everyone who's in front, could you please turn around and look behind you? Initially, when you guys started moving, there wasn't such a big gap. My question is, when did this gap start to occur?
The minute the questions became about managing money, the gap between men and women became very clear in everything.
Women handling certain responsibilities regarding their own life, which were always passed on to someone else in the family or the men.
There was a slight unfairness I realized at that time. But at that point, it seemed normal. I was upset. I wanted to be at the front of the line. Like, why don't I know this? Why am I not confident enough to say, yes, I am able to understand this? It was quite an eye-opener for me because I always depended on the men of the family to take care of my investments and, plan my future.
I felt that obviously men are more into it than women. So eventually, I didn't expect the gap to be there.
Over the years growing up, there were certain very traditionally masculine tropes that were assigned for him and certain traditionally feminine tropes that were assigned for me. For women, it's practically debarred to learn to know and to focus on money.
I wish I had known from the beginning of my childhood and kind of thought about that I would be doing so much better.
Just actionable measures is what we wanted to really.
Okay. Thank you, Paytm. Thank you for this lovely video. So what are the winds of change? And like the girl at the end, she said, we need some actionable measures, right? We need actionable measures. And that really means that we should know what to do. हम लोग को पता है कि हमको क्या problem है, but हम कैसे solve करेंगे वो भी तो पता होना चाहिए ना? So let us start. And I will straight jump into the topic because it's a huge topic. Okay. As family members and especially the women of the house, we should know and we should have access to certain information. And we will break it up into 3 parts. What are the information? Why we should know about it and how. So I have woven what and why together so that I can explain it well. And how is what we'll keep for the last. Okay, there are 2 kinds of information. One is sensitive financial information. The second is general information for regular and emergency purposes. Okay, we'll start with sensitive financial information. Wherever you need to note, please note it down. Questions, please keep a note of the questions. I'll be answering all the questions, but let me finish the presentation once and then we can take up the questions. Okay. We need to know the details of all the vehicles owned in the family. Okay. So not always the vehicles owned in the family are owned by individual name or only the male of the house. Sometimes it is bought in the name of the woman of the house. Sometimes it's bought in the name of the company. So we should be knowing the name of the vehicle owner, the vehicle number. Many a times we know the vehicle number. क्या है vehicle number? 2222. ठीक है, हमारा vehicle number है, पर आपको पता है उस vehicle number के पहले भी जो 6 alphabets and numbers लिखे हैं वो बहुत important है, and you should be knowing them, right? So we should know the complete vehicle number. We should have a record of vehicle registration number, insurance details. हर एक vehicle insured होता है. इंश्योरेंस डिटेल्स हमारे पास जरूर होनी चाहिए. प्लस इंश्योरेंस डिटेल्स ऑल्सो मीन्स कि ये इंश्योरेंस कब खत्म हो रही है, बिकॉज इंश्योरेंस अगर लैप्स होता है तो हम लोग अगर ड्राइव कर रहे हैं और हमें रोक दिया जाता है, हम पर केस हो सकता है. ठीक है. लोन इफ एनी ऑन द व्हीकल. यूजुअली वी टेक अ कार लोन एंड देन वी टेक द व्हीकल. वी शुड नो कि कोई लोन है क्या इस व्हीकल पे, हमें शायद हमारे अकाउंट से रीपे नहीं करना है. हो सकता है our father-in-law or our father or our husband or our brother is paying it, but the point is we should know about it. Okay. Bank details of the loan. अगर लोन है तो वो कितने का लोन है, किस बैंक से लिया हुआ है, उसका रीपेमेंट शेड्यूल क्या है, एंड द लोन end date. When is the loan ending? So that we know that up to when we are not owning the vehicle completely or our vehicle is on a loan. Next is basic details about the following people. See, whenever our wealth is increasing, we have to take help of consultants, right? So there will be a family tax consultant, there will be an insurance agent, there will be a stockbroker, a mutual fund consultant, or any other consultant, whoever is giving us services or managing the family investments, financials, wealth. We have to know the details about such people. So what are the details? ये तो मैंने आपको लिस्ट लिख दी कि ये लोगों को पता होना चाहिए और कैसे पता होना चाहिए, हम लोग को कैसे उनको जानना चाहिए. Having the name, phone number on your phone or in a list, very important. Okay. और क्या पता होना चाहिए, इनकी ऑफिस कहाँ है. ठीक है, अगर इंश्योरेंस एजेंट है तो इन लोग सबका इंश्योरेंस कर रहे हैं, इन द सेंस सब कंपनीज का इंश्योरेंस करते हैं, या he or she is only attached to one insurance. Suppose someone is doing the insurance for Max life insurance, but that person does not do insurance for, say, medical, Tata AIG, or any other company. We should be knowing, because क्या होता है जब इंसान सिर्फ एक का करता है ना, तो वो उसी को वाउच करता रहेगा, तो हम लोग को ये पता नहीं चलेगा कि दूसरे में बेनिफिट क्या है, राइट? So that is why we should know what are the companies he's attached to, so we know whether he's giving us a fair view or not. स्टॉक ब्रोकर है, स्टॉक ब्रोकर के बारे में हमको पता होना चाहिए, हम लोग कैसे उनका ब्रोकरेज क्या है, कब कब वो ब्रोकरेज काटते हैं, या हमारा टर्म्स क्या है उनके साथ. Same with mutual fund consultants. We should know who are mutual fund consultants, whether they are switching funds without us knowing about it. Just, sometimes what happens is that हमारी offices में हम लोग ने mandate दे दिया है कि ठीक है, अगर इस mutual fund advisor का phone आएगा तो हम लोग he can take the decision. We have given them the mandate. But क्या हो रहा है, that we should always know. We should be aware. Our ears, eyes should always be open and listening to what is happening around us, right? Secondly, we should always meet them in person at least once. Even if our husbands, our fathers, anybody is talking and dealing with them, we need to bring this change, that we have to tell them that please हम लोग को मिलवाइए इनसे, so that फेस टू फेस एक बार मिलते हैं तो हम लोग को एक recognition रहता है कि अच्छा ये इंसान है, उनको भी एक recognition रहता है कि this person belongs to the family and knows about the finances of the family, or knows about the details of the investments of the family. So always we should meet these people once, and we should have their numbers on our phone. There are many reasons for this. See, sometimes there is an urgent need of money. There may be a crisis, there may be a problem, and there is an urgent need, and the breadwinner of the family is not able to provide at that time for whatever XYZ reason. So at least you can call up this person and ask this person to either, sell some part of the shares or the mutual funds, and then you can get some money and then you can use it, right? So we should always have these phone numbers. Second reason, see, I'm not trying to blame anybody, any stockbrokers, consultants who are, even I'm a family tax consultant. So I'm not trying to point fingers at anybody, but since I'm also a inheritance consultant, I have seen certain cases wherein these agents and brokers have misused funds, have taken wrong decisions, or have fooled people. Why we should be knowing them, why we should be having a look at all these papers which they are making, is because when whenever the problem strikes, we do not want anybody to be taking charge of our finances. We do not want anybody outside the family to be making a fool out of us. We do not want anybody to misappropriate our funds. Okay, very important slide. Bank accounts. Sounds very simple, but सबसे easy method होता है to use funds when we are in need, right? To withdraw from bank accounts. तो हम लोग को क्या करना चाहिए? हम लोग को अपने सारे family members के bank accounts का details we should be having on an Excel sheet. Okay, if it's a sole proprietorship or a partnership, we should also have the bank account details of these accounts. If it's a sole proprietorship or a partnership, right? The type of account. So in case of business, we can have either savings or current, but for ourselves, we usually have a savings account, right? Now we should also know the type of holding which is there, whether it's a single holding, whether it's a joint holding. In a single holding, only one person holds the account. So in case that person is not surviving or is incapacitated and cannot operate the account, in that case, that account cannot be operated by anyone else. What do I mean by operated? क्या मतलब है कि हम उससे ना पैसे निकाल सकते हैं, ना हम उस पैसे को कहीं यूज कर पाएंगे, राइट? तो हमेशा हम लोग को कोशिश यही करनी चाहिए कि जॉइंट अकाउंट, ठीक है? जॉइंट अकाउंट क्यों जरूरी है? क्योंकि अगर एक इंसान किसी भी कारण से उसको ऑपरेट नहीं कर पा रहा है, तो द अदर पर्सन कैन डू इट, राइट? एंड व्हाट शुड बी द ऑपरेशन मोड? There are various modes which can be done, and in special cases हम लोग देखते हैं कि बहुत सारे कारणों से हम लोग कुछ रुकावट लाते हैं इस ऑपरेशन मोड पे. जैसे we can say that no, if a single person, joint holder one is surviving, only that person will be operating. अगर वो नहीं है तभी second holder will be operating. That is possible, but in my opinion, if everything is fine and not complicated, we should have either or survivor. What does that mean? That means if any one of the joint holders is wants to operate, can operate, or if one of them is deceased, the bank account is not seized, the other person can operate the bank account. So our necessities can be taken care of. Okay, we have FD and recurring deposits. So इनका details भी एक जगह पर होना बहुत बहुत जरूरी है. बैंक लॉकर्स, तो बैंक लॉकर्स जब हमारे पास होते हैं तो हम लोग को बहुत चीजें पता होनी चाहिए. जैसे हमारी की का नंबर क्या है, ठीक है? की हम लोग कहाँ रखते हैं? बैंक लॉकर की की तो हम लोग कहीं पे सेफली रखते हैं क्योंकि हम लोग कभी कभी ऑपरेट करते हैं, राइट? तो कहाँ पे रखी हुई है? एंड बोथ यू, योर स्पाउस, और इफ इट्स जॉइंट विथ योर पेरेंट्स, तो पेरेंट्स को पता होनी चाहिए कहाँ पे है कीज, राइट? लॉकर का नंबर क्या है? ऑल्सो लॉकर अगर एफडी के अगेंस्ट है तो उस एफडी का अमाउंट क्या है, ये भी पता होना चाहिए, ठीक है? नंबर ऑफ द आरएम हैंडलिंग द फैमिली अकाउंट्स. अगर एक ही बैंक में बहुत सारे अकाउंट्स होते हैं तो वी विल हैव एन आरएम हु विल बी हैंडलिंग आवर अकाउंट्स. उसका नंबर होने से कुछ भी प्रॉब्लम आती है तो हम लोग तुरंत उनको कांटेक्ट करके वी कैन नो द वे आउट. या हमारा कोई कारण से हमारी अकाउंट में भी प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है बैंक में, तो आरएम इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर हेल्पिंग अस टू ऑपरेट दैट. ओके, nomination details, whether completed and in sync or not. What does this mean? This means कि सब हमारी जो nomination details है, whether बैंक में हमने सब accounts में, FD में, बैंक लॉकर्स में हमने nomination किया है कि नहीं, हमारे husband ने किया है कि नहीं, हमारे पेरेंट्स ने, इन-लॉज ने किया है कि नहीं. वी शुड बी चेकिंग दीज पेपर्स. क्योंकि क्या होता है, अकाउंट खुलते समय हो गया जो हो गया, बाद में हम लोग उसको चेक करके नॉमिनेशन डालना, ये सब हमें याद नहीं रहता. बट दिस शुड बी डन. एंड इन सिंक और नॉट, व्हाई डू आई से दैट? क्योंकि what happens, suppose for example, Mr. X opened an account and his wife Mrs. X was the nominee. ठीक है. Eventually Mrs. X is no more, पर nominee कौन है अभी भी? Mrs. X. तो क्या हमने पेपर चेंज किए हैं? नहीं किए. तो फिर एक और केस लेते हैं. सपोज मिस्टर एक्स इज देयर एंड ही इज अनमैरिड. ठीक है. तब उन्होंने बैंक अकाउंट खोला था, फिर उनकी शादी हो जाती है. क्या उन्होंने नॉमिनेशन अपना चेंज किया है? नहीं किया है. तो दिस इज अनदर थिंग कि हमें नॉमिनेशन चेंज करना भी याद रहना चाहिए. कब याद रहना चाहिए? जब हमारा कुछ भी रिलेशनशिप चेंज हो. ठीक है. then we should have a nomination change. If we remember कि क्या nomination है, तभी हम लोग ऐसा कर पाएंगे. तो याद रखने के लिए हमको क्या करना है? ये सारी डिटेल्स जो मैंने लिस्ट डाउन की है, उसको क्या करना है? हम लोग को एक्सेल शीट में डालना है. मैं हाउ बाद में लूंगी, फिर भी मैं साथ साथ एक बार फिर बता दे रही हूँ, सो दैट यू कैन नोट इट डाउन. एक्सेल शीट पे ये सारी चीजें लिख के रखनी है. ठीक है. घर पे अगर किसी की डिमाइस हो जाती है, सपोज हमारे कोई एल्डर हैं जो चले गए हैं, नाउ वी हैव टू चेक कि वो कहीं पे नॉमिनी थे क्या. तो हम लोग को वो नॉमिनेशन भी चेंज करना होगा. राइट. नाउ these details should also include online banking details. ठीक है. आजकल बहुत काम ऑनलाइन होता है, एंड इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट दैट ऑनलाइन बैंकिंग डिटेल्स हमारे पास हो. We if our spouse is reliable, we should share these details with our spouse. Okay. And details like user IDs and passwords, everything should be recorded as in कहीं पे हमारे पास इसका रिकॉर्ड होना चाहिए. Let me share a very small story with you. It's a true story. In Bangalore, there was this software engineer who married a chartered accountant, and the software engineer had a very good pay, but intercaste marriage hone ke chalte, family did not stay with them, so they were staying alone, and they were going on a bike, and the bike met with an accident. Okay. So the software engineer was carrying his laptop wherein all the information was there. ठीक है. सब कुछ वहां था, पर वो लैपटॉप तो क्रैश हो गया. उस सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियर की डेथ हो गई. नाउ द वाइफ इज अ सीए. ठीक है. फिर भी उसके पास ऑनलाइन बैंकिंग डिटेल्स नहीं थी, क्योंकि वो सब कुछ तो सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियर के लैपटॉप पे था. इट वाज नॉट शेयर्ड विद हिज वाइफ. ठीक है. They faced a lot of issues in actually taking out these details. जहाँ nominee नहीं था, वहाँ पे problem हुई. So why I shared this, and this is a true story. This is not, I've not made up this for this program. It is a true story. And that is why this should be known to the most important people in your life. Why? Because आप इतना कुछ जो करते हैं, किसके लिए करते हैं? आप उन्हीं के लिए करते हैं ना. एंड अगर जरूरत के टाइम उनके ही काम ना आए तो ये क्या काम करे, बताइए. सेकेंडली क्या होता है, जैसे ये एक्सीडेंट, चलो इस इंसान का तो इलाज भी नहीं हो सका, बट अगर इनको हॉस्पिटलाइज करना पड़े, इलाज कराना पड़े, तो भी तो पैसे चाहिए ना. इमीडिएटली you need to pay bills, right? So that is the reason why you should always share these details, because immediately action ले पाते. ठीक है. Details like user IDs, password, as I mentioned, they should be updated. कैसे करना चाहिए ये मैं आपको बाद में बताती हूँ. Okay. So electronic modes क्या है? Credit cards, debit cards, ATM cards, wallet, Paytm wallets. ठीक है ना. UPIs, गूगल पे, आजकल वॉलेट्स भी बहुत सारे हो गए. आजकल तो उबर और ओला में भी वॉलेट है. ठीक है ना. तो आप जितनी जगह अपना अकाउंट और वॉलेट खोलेंगे, उतनी जगह आपका UPI लिंक भी हो जाएगा, एंड आपको ये डिटेल्स भी मेंटेन करनी पड़ेगी. तो इट इज नॉट बैड इन इंक्रीजिंग your knowledge, and it is not bad in increasing use of online platforms, but not having a record of everything can be dangerous. Okay, details to be known. What we should know in these cards, ये जो wallets होते हैं इसमें क्या क्या पता होनी चाहिए. Okay, we should know the card number, the date of expiry of the card, name of the holder, the CVV. Then we have the password. If it's an online platform wherein we have to log in to make some transaction, PIN चाहिए अगर हम लोग क्रेडिट कार्ड डेबिट कार्ड यूज कर रहे हैं, और OTP हम लोग को लगता है अगर हम लोग ऑनलाइन ट्रांजैक्शन कर रहे हैं. अब ऑनलाइन ट्रांजैक्शन अगर कर रहे हैं और OTP चाहिए तो वी शुड बी नोइंग कि OTP किस फोन नंबर पे आएगा. ठीक है, बिकॉज ओनली देन वी विल बी एबल टू एक्सेस. नाउ यहाँ पे मैं आपको एक चीज बता दूं कि OTP जब हम लोग चूज करते हैं कि कैसे OTP आना चाहिए, कहीं कहीं पे डिफॉल्टेड रहता है, कहीं कहीं पे हम चूज कर सकते हैं. तो जब हम चूज कर सकते हैं तो ऑलवेज ईमेल एंड फोन दोनों पे आना चाहिए. ठीक है, इसके बहुत सारे कारण होते हैं. फर्स्ट रीजन इज दैट OTP अगर सिर्फ फोन पे आता है, ठीक है, क्या होता है, कभी कभी नेटवर्क खराब होता है, कभी SMS रिसीव नहीं हो रहा है ड्यू टू सम नेटवर्क जैमिंग, सम इशू, सो वी आर नॉट एबल टू डू द ट्रांजैक्शन. ठीक है, दैट मोमेंट मे बी अ मोमेंट ऑफ क्राइसिस. सो अगर ईमेल पे आता है तो हम लोग उसको ऑल्टरनेटिवली एक्सेस कर सकते हैं. अब इसको दूसरे नजरिए से देखिए, हम लोग वो बैंगलोर वाली एक्सीडेंट की फिर बात करेंगे. वो द थिंग इज दैट the phone crashed with that guy, right? But the email can be accessed from anywhere. So if the wife would have the online details and अगर OTP email पे आता तो वाइफ शायद उसको ट्रांजैक्ट कर पाती और इतनी दिक्कत नहीं होती. ठीक है, सो दैट इज द रीजन. OTP अगर ईमेल में भी आ रहा है तो कहाँ आ रहा है. तो अगर आप सोचेंगे कि हाँ OTP का हमको डिटेल लिखना है, कहाँ आ रहा है, तो फोन पे तो आ रहा है, हम सिर्फ फोन नंबर लिख देते हैं. ईमेल पे आ रहा है, जरूरत नहीं पड़ती है. वो ईमेल तो हम कभी खोल के OTP पढ़ते ही नहीं है. करेक्ट, आप नहीं पढ़ते, मत पढ़िए, बट वी शुड नो वो किस ईमेल आईडी पे आ रहा है. ठीक है, सो दैट जब जरूरत पड़े तो हम उस ईमेल को भी एक्सेस कर सकते. ठीक है, नाउ ट्रांजैक्शन लिमिट. What is the transaction limit? कितना लिमिट है हमारी क्रेडिट कार्ड के ट्रांजैक्शन पे. पेमेंट का साइकिल क्या है, हम अगर क्रेडिट कार्ड को पंच करते तो हमको तो उसको पेमेंट भी करना होता है, राइट? अगर नहीं करते तो ऐसा हाई रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट, वी डू नॉट वांट टू पे सच इंटरेस्ट. अगर हमको पता होगा कि इस क्रेडिट कार्ड का पेमेंट हमको कब करना है तो हम थोड़े दिन पहले ही कर देंगे, सो दैट हमारा वो बेकार में इंटरेस्ट हमारा ना लगे. ओके, next very important topic, medical and life insurance. In my opinion, in today's world, these two things are non-negotiable. अगर आपका या आपके फैमिली मेंबर्स का मेडिकल या लाइफ इंश्योरेंस नहीं है, please take the pain of getting it done. I know it's an expense, but believe me, जब ये काम आता है मेडिकल इंश्योरेंस, then you know कि अगर ये नहीं होता तो कितनी प्रॉब्लम होती, right? Check if all family members have a medical insurance. Does it cover critical illness? Now, very important, medical insurance जब हम बाय करते हैं तो we should know कि वो क्या क्या कवर करता है. आजकल इंश्योरेंस में भी कई लूपहोल्स होते हैं. देयर शुड बी अ क्लैरिटी. हम लोग को डिटेल्स पता होनी चाहिए कि क्रिटिकल इलनेस अगर है तो क्रिटिकल इलनेस डिटेक्ट होते ही एक लमसम पेमेंट मिलेगा या क्रिटिकल इलनेस का एक्चुअल्स पे पेमेंट होगा. व्हाट इज द प्रोसेस, वेदर क्रिटिकल इलनेस इज कवर्ड इन दिस, वेदर वी हैव अ टॉप अप. अगर नहीं है तो टॉक टू योर एजेंट, टेल हिम कि अगर कोई क्रिटिकल इलनेस होती है कैसे. दैट इज फैमिली पैकेज. तो हमेशा अगर एक फैमिली का एक सपोज देयर इज इंश्योरेंस, उसमें अपने बच्चों को इंक्लूड कीजिए उस इंश्योरेंस में. यू माइट थिंक बच्चों को इंश्योरेंस की क्या जरूरत है. सी maybe we are paying insurance every year और वो use नहीं आ रहा है and we all want कि वो use नहीं आए, पर God forbid एक भी जन का अगर use होता है, the family at least will not have to suffer the financial setback. You know, mentally परेशान होते हैं लोग, फिजिकली परेशान हो जाते हैं, थक जाते हैं जब घर का कोई ऐसे बीमार होता है. But I'm sure we do not want to have a financial setback, right? So insurance, especially medical insurance, is very, very, very important. We should know what is covered, how much is covered, what is the final amount that we can get out of it. And for insurance, we should know the insurance agent details. क्योंकि जब जरूरत पड़ती है तो एजेंट से पूछकर आप पेपर्स क्या जमा करने हैं, कैसे करने हैं, क्या प्रोसेस, इट बिकम्स इजियर rather than asking these hospitals and other places going and then checking out for yourself. The agents are of a great help. They help you with getting the amount. So please have your agent's number with you. Second very important thing, that insurance के जो papers है ना, वो original papers चाहिए होते हैं, ठीक है. मेडिकल इंश्योरेंस में क्या है कि आपको 3 years के ओरिजिनल इंश्योरेंस पेपर्स जमा देने पड़ते हैं. उसके बाद आपका जो अमाउंट होता है वो रीइंबर्स होता है, ठीक है, या हॉस्पिटल को डायरेक्ट पेमेंट होता है, ठीक है. सो original papers are of great importance in case of medical insurance and life insurance, but medical insurance, because it becomes very critical to do it immediately. So you cannot fidget with these papers. आप ये नहीं सोच सकते कि हाँ ये पेपर उधर है, ठीक है, पड़ा है, मिल जाएगा, नहीं. You will have to have it in one place, properly kept. Renewal details including the premium due dates, ठीक है. आपको पता होना चाहिए प्रीमियम कब ड्यू है. प्रीमियम जब ड्यू है उसके 5 दिन पहले प्लीज प्रीमियम पे कर दीजिए. वी डू नॉट वांट कि लैप्स हो ये प्रीमियम. अभी रिसेंटली एक प्रीमियम ड्यू था किसी का एंड दैट पर्सन थॉट हम लास्ट डे में कर देंगे. somehow there was a technical issue, ऑनलाइन उसने पेमेंट कर नहीं पाया, 3 दिन बीच में छुट्टी पड़ गई and the last day that person just somehow forgot or what happened, I'm not sure. That person could not make the payment and then he had to take the help of his insurance agent to get it renewed. नहीं तो policy lapse हो जाती है ना. So we have to keep in mind कि हम लोग का due dates कब है, उसकी एक list बनाई भी रहनी चाहिए, हमारी Excel sheet पे रहना चाहिए, so that we can anytime open and see. We should not rely on our memory. We should not rely on our memory for these. I will say that it is always better to have it recorded. क्योंकि जब प्रॉब्लम आती है ना तो हमारा माइंड भी हमारा साथ छोड़ देता है, हमें कुछ याद नहीं होता. बिकॉज देयर इज अ सिंपल रीजन, बिकॉज इतना फियर, इतना एगनी, इतना टेंशन रहता है ना कि हम लोग नहीं याद कर पाते हैं कुछ चीजें. Also, nominee details should be there. Of course, in life insurance, it's very important कि nominee details हो. Plus, it is very important that correct nominee details. So, it should be the person who can take care of that amount when it isn't required. ठीक है? जब कोई इंसान नहीं है, अगर जरूरत पड़े उस नॉमिनी को रुपये मिले हैं, even if the legal heirs are someone else, but that nominee should be able to take care of the amount also. If that person is the rightful legal heirs, that is the best. So nominee or legal heir की details अगर same हो, that is best. Legal heirs also means कि not that इसको मिलना चाहिए, आप किसको देना चाहते हैं, उस person की details होनी चाहिए वहां पे, ठीक है. Immovable property. Okay. Details of all assets like holders, joint holders, nominees, place where all the original documents are kept. Now, immovable property में एक बहुत बड़ी problem है. which we face day in and day out. The problem is that agar property is inherited through generations, the documents, there are high chances that documents are not clear or they are jointly held by brothers, great grandfathers and his brothers. Now, whether it is divided till now or not, undivided है, papers है नहीं, और अगर आप उसी घर में रह रहे हैं, then it becomes an issue, right? So we need to know whether the documents are clear. आप documents को देखिए, पढ़िए. You need to see the document. If you cannot understand the documents, please have a look at the documents. Take the help of a learned person or any consultant or a lawyer. Check the documents. Of course, हो सकता है आपके घर में सब बोलें क्या जरूरत है, क्यों करना है. That could be a case, but somehow we have to bring this wind of change that नहीं, हमें ये सब चेक करना है, हमें ये सब देखना है. ठीक है? Any liability or loan taken against the asset. कई बार business में, people take loans against properties. ठीक है? और हम लोग को पता भी नहीं होता है. ठीक है? But we should know. We have to make the effort, take the effort to know that हाँ, इसके against में कोई loan है क्या? Then what else should we know? That repayment schedule अगर है इस loan का तो वो क्या है? ठीक है? So there should be complete transparency regarding these things because these things cannot come as a surprise in times of problem or a crisis. ये surprises और भी तकलीफ देती है. So everything should be very clear कि अगर कुछ liability है, कोई loan है, क्या है, किससे क्या है, हमने mortgage किया है, क्या papers है, I mean property को, and अगर किया है तो किसके पास किया है, किस बैंक में है, and everything should be recorded. So, any deed or tenancy document agreements अगर है, suppose your this property which we are talking about is on lease. We should know कितने साल का है. Suppose it's the 97th year and 99 years का lease है. Good morning. You're in for trouble. You need to renew this. And if you're unaware, suddenly this person comes up, ये lease खत्म हो गया है और हम lease renew नहीं करेंगे. Right? So we should know. We have to go through the documents. ये lease कब खत्म हो गई है? अगर ये generation से कोई property चली आ रही है, 99 years खत्म होना कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है. Liquid investments. Okay. Details of securities, shares, debentures, mutual funds, GP account details, including user IDs and passwords for GP accounts. Brokers and managers for the same. If your family is dealing in commodity, also has exposure in commodity, please know the names and the details of your commodity brokers also. Right? अगर हम लोग शेयर्स में हमारी फैमिली इन्वेस्ट कर रही है, we should know whether the agent who is investing, the person takes an opinion and invests or has been given a free hand कि आप जब मन लीजिए और जब हम बेचिए. ठीक है, that can be a case. अगर हम educated नहीं है तो हमें पूरा विश्वास है किसी पे, ऐसा हो सकता है, but at least हमें पता होना चाहिए कि ऐसा हो रहा है. ऐसा नहीं हो कि कोई चला गया उसके बाद सामने वाला बोला नहीं उन्होंने तो हमको बोला था इसलिए हम लोगों ने ऐसा किया. Right? So sometimes it happens that there are many loopholes wherein these people can misappropriate funds or unnecessarily buy and sell for gaining certain brokerage. So please be careful, be informed of how it is happening. I'm not asking you कि आप रोज फैमिली में बात कीजिए कि क्या खरीदा क्या बेच रहा है, इतना आप बोलेंगे तो शायद फैमिली वालों को भी पसंद नहीं आए. But at least be informed. It is very, very important. Now the debtors. See, debtors are people जिनसे हमको पैसा लेना, ठीक है? तो हम लोग ये अक्सर सुनते हैं और देखते हैं, जब जिनसे हमको पैसा लेना होता है उनका पता नहीं चलता है, स्पेशली इफ दे, ये पक्के में नहीं दिया गया, या इफ दिस इज नॉट ऑन पेपर व्हिच वी कॉल, ठीक है ना? So since we are not bank, there are high chances that it will not be on paper. We किसी को जरूरत थी, हमने 4 लाख रुपीस दे दिया, now that person is supposed to pay back, but इसका report हमने फैमिली में किसी को नहीं बताया, right? And now something is wrong or we are not well and that person is not repaying and our spouse doesn't know about it, right? So this should not be the case. अगर दिया है किसी को, we should inform our family about it कि हाँ ये पैसे इस person के पास हैं, and somehow that person should know that आपके family members को पता है. That is also very important. So that वो कभी भी ये ना बोल सके कि मैं ऐसा से कुछ हुआ ही नहीं है, right? Any original documents of proof if there are should be kept properly and should be known to all of us. Like I said, creditors will serve it, but debtors won't. जिसको हमसे पैसे लेने हैं वो तो आ जाएंगे मांगने, तो जिनको देने हैं क्या वो आके देंगे? नहीं देंगे. So we should always have a list of debtors with us, right? Then the liabilities. Like I said, जो liabilities है जिनको हमसे पैसे लेने हैं वो आ जाएंगे. Still we should have a detail of all the loans and the creditors. कभी कभी creditors short term creditors होते हैं जो बिजनेस के पर्पस के लिए होते हैं, तो उनका भी डिटेल होना चाहिए कि वो कब रीपेमेंट, वो बहुत जरूरी है. बिकॉज शॉर्ट टर्म क्रेडिटर्स जो होते हैं रीपेमेंट अगर हम लोग कैश में करते हैं और फ्रॉड नहीं करते हैं तो टाइम पर अगर in that short period also if there is a crisis and this person comes in, उसको पैसे मिलेंगे, so it's a loss for us, right? तो इसीलिए we should know कि अगर short term creditors है तो भी उनको पेमेंट का repayment schedule should be clear. Any asset which was mortgaged we should know. So that जब हम लोग रीपेमेंट करें तो एसेट उनसे छुड़वा, राइट, उनसे वो पेपर या वो पर्टिकुलर एसेट हम लोग ले सकते, राइट? आई नो ऐसा टाइम किसी का नहीं आता, बट स्टिल sometimes people mortgage their jewelry and they take loan. So when the loan is repaid, that jewelry should be given back to them. As I usually is not on paper, it is on good faith. तो हम लोग को ज्वेलरी उनकी वापस लेनी है, ये भी तो याद रखना है ना रीपेमेंट के बाद. एंड इफ we are not the people who are taking it back, then our spouses should know about it, right? So transparency is very, very important in our family, especially at a time when individual families are picking up, not joint families. जब तक joint families थी, तब तक everything would be taken care of. But now, in the individual families, we have to be more aware, we have to be more particular that we have the knowledge of all the details, right? Any asset mortgage, as I just said, and rate of interest, whether
Please speak loudly.
Yeah, your volume is dipping on and off. When you're speaking on the speaker clearly, listen, we can hear. Otherwise, we can't hear a lot of portion of what you're saying.
Oh, now can you hear me?
Yeah, when you talk like this with awareness, then only we can hear you.
Okay. Okay. So what portion did you miss out? You want me to repeat something on that?
Last 2 slides were all very low and on and off.
Okay. From this, is it? From this slide, from liquid investments?
Yeah, kind of.
We got immovable property properly?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
All right. So in liquid investments, I just said that details of all the securities, shares, debentures, mutual funds, everything should be on one place and should be shared with the most important people in our family who will need financial support if we are not there. Right? So सब कुछ एक जगह पर होना चाहिए. Brokers, managers, इनका नाम भी होना चाहिए. Now, ये भी पता होना चाहिए whether they have the right to sell and buy without letting us know. ठीक है? कई बार misappropriations होते हैं. Though the money comes into our bank account, into our account, and we can say that आजकल सब कुछ, clear रहता है because it is automatic. Still, misappropriations happen. That is why we should know that whether a mandate to them has been given, कि you can purchase and sell without our knowledge. ठीक है? अगर ऐसा है, it may be a case because कभी कभी हम लोग को अगर securities का knowledge नहीं है and we have a good fund manager, why not? Good, he's managing our fund and our money is growing, very nice. But the spouse or the family member should know कि उनको ये mandate दिया हुआ है. ठीक है? So that अगर कुछ mishappening होती है family में तो ये mandate हम लोग बंद कर सके. हम लोग immediately बोल सके कि नहीं, इस account में और अभी trading नहीं होगा. Till things are clear, right? That is the reason that any mandates given which are verbal कि हाँ ठीक है, on good faith, that should be known to the others in the family also. Debtors. Okay. Who are debtors? Debtors are people जिनसे हमको पैसे लेने हैं, right? So, जैसा कि ये कहावत है, जिनको लेना होता है वो तो आ जाते हैं लेने, बट जिनको देना होता है, क्या वो चला के देने आते हैं? Rarest of the rare cases होता है ऐसा, right? So, what we have to do is, debtors भले ही अगर हमारे पेपर पे नहीं हो, सपोज हमने ऐसे ही रुपये किसी को दे दिए कि चलो ठीक है, उसको जरूरत थी, मैंने एक बार दे दिए, but still it should be noted and it should be brought to the notice of the spouse. And अगर हमारे husbands ऐसा करते हैं, we should know about it, because अगर कभी जरूरत पड़े और इनसे हम लोग इनके पास रुपए हमको पता नहीं हो, तो ये लोग तो आएंगे नहीं रुपए देने. In all certainty, they will not come, right? And we should also make it a point that these debtors know that the family members know. Then there are less chances that they will say that we never took such money. Wherever there is no documentary proof, the other person should also know that the entire family knows about it, right? Creditors will always surface, but debtors won't. What does this mean? कि जिनको हमें पैसे देने हैं, वो तो आ ही जाएंगे लेने के लिए, but debtors का रिकॉर्ड होना बहुत ही जरूरी है. Liabilities. Now, loans, creditors, all the details should be in one place. कि हमको किसको रुपये देने. कभी कभी हम लोग भी रुपये लेते हैं, and it is not on paper, right? But now, इसमें क्या हो सकता है? अगर हम लोग ने repayment दे दिया है, हमारी फैमिली ने repayment दे दिया है, but it's not on paper, and उसी बीच में suppose कोई mishappening हो जाती है, they may say that we did not receive the money, right? So transparency is very, very important. It should be clear that repayment has been done. If any asset has been mortgaged, पता होना चाहिए. क्या होता है, कभी कभी बिजनेस के लिए लोन लेते हैं, कोई प्रॉपर्टी के पेपर्स दे दिए कि ठीक है, ये तो हम लोग बिजनेस में एक टर्नओवर आएगा, 6 महीने में ये पैसे आ जाएंगे, हम फटाफट ये रिपेमेंट कर देंगे, राइट? बट अगर कोई एसेट मॉर्टगेज्ड है और हमारी फैमिली को नहीं पता है एंड उसके बीच में कोई मिसहैपनिंग हो जाती है, तो रिपेमेंट करने के बाद क्या हम वो एसेट ले पाएंगे वापस? अगर इमूवेबल प्रॉपर्टी है तब तो ठीक है, पेपर्स है, दे देंगे वो. अगर इफ इट्स ज्वेलरी, इफ इट्स गोल्ड, then what do? We will not even know that we are supposed to take it back, right? So it is very important that assets, अगर कुछ mortgaged है, तो the family should be knowing about it, right? Rate of interest, whether floating or fixed, it should be known to us. Nominations, very, very important. All places where nominations can be done, should be done. इसका reason सुनते हैं पहले. क्या होता है? Suppose, let's take the example of life insurance. Huh? When a life insurance is done, there is a person जिसका life insure हो रहा है, huh? And there is this company which is insuring this person's life. Now, in case something happens to this person, there will be an amount which will be given to the successor of such person, right? Right now, there are millions and millions of rupees with the government in funds which are not claimed. Why? Because no one has claimed the amount. There was no nominee. अब ये nomination बैंक में भी हो सकता है, ये insurance में भी हो सकता है, और भी कहीं हो सकता है. It can be in mutual funds. It can be anywhere. So it's very, very important that there be nominations everywhere. And whoever is the nominee should know about it. ये भी जरूरी है, ठीक है? Because the center point, which is the person who has made such investment or insurance, there are two legs to it. पहला, वो कंपनी, उसको भी बताना होगा कि किसको पैसे देने हैं, तो इसीलिए नॉमिनी का नाम उनको पता होना चाहिए. नॉमिनी को इसलिए पता होना चाहिए कि किससे पैसे लेने हैं, क्योंकि क्लेम नहीं किया तो पैसे नहीं मिले, राइट? ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. Check the nominee list from time to time. It should be updated if required. मतलब, as I mentioned earlier, if there is any addition in the family or if there is a death in the family, please, you have to update your nominations. Take care that the nominee is a person who should be handling the money when the asset holder is no more. What does this mean? That जब asset holder नहीं है, नॉमिनी आप ऐसे ही पर्सन को बनाइए जिसपे आपको भरोसा हो कि वो मनी हैंडल कर सकता है और वो भरोसेमंद है. तो यूजुअली इट शुड बी द सेम पर्सन जिसको वो मनी जाना चाहिए, ठीक है? ऐसे ही अपने किसी भी एम्प्लॉय को या मैनेजर को नहीं बनाना चाहिए अनलेस एंड अंटिल यू डू नॉट हैव अ वे आउट, राइट? नॉमिनी शुड बी द पर्सन हु इज मेंट टू रिसीव इट, शुड बी रिलायबल. Okay. Guardians for minor children, dependent and pets. Speak about it as a family. Talk to the person you think can act as a guardian in your absence. Educate your children about it and make valid documents for the same. बहुत जरूरी है कि minor children, dependents and pets के guardians हो. Okay, what is a POA? POA is a power of attorney. ये कब काम आता है? Incapacitation. What is incapacitation? जब कोई इंसान either is not able to take their own decisions or is incapacitated in the sense या तो उसका हाथ मूव नहीं कर रहा है, पाँव मूव नहीं कर रहा है, उसका दिमाग नहीं चल रहा है, जिस वजह से वो डिसीजन नहीं ले पा रहा है या साइन नहीं कर पा रहा है या ऐसा कोई एक्ट नहीं कर पा रहा है जिससे वो एसेट कैन बी पुट टू यूज, ठीक है? So POA is very important.
And also if they are out of station, many times.
Yes.
They cannot be at the present of signing the deal. So they give the POA.
Yes, but that POA is usually only for the time period or for the particular purpose.
Just for that purpose.
Yes, yes. So here I am talking about POA, which, you know, the spouses should give to each other in general.
Oh, in general.
Yes. क्यों जरूरी है? देखिए, आज इनकैपेसिटेशन किस वक्त हो जाती है ना, ये पता नहीं चलता है. सपोज you know, there is a stroke, and if it's a brain stroke, that person is in a vegetative state, right?
Correct.
But उसका इलाज कराने के लिए पैसे चाहिए. उस समय में अगर POA नहीं होता है और कुछ एक्सेस नहीं कर पाता है स्पाउस, इट बिकम्स वेरी प्रॉब्लमैटिक. तो ऑफ कोर्स हम लोग को अपने चेक्स रखने पड़ते हैं. देखिए, आजकल स्पाउस पे भी आप 100% भरोसा कर भी सकते हैं, नहीं भी कर सकते हैं. यू नो, देयर आर All kinds of situation occur in the family nowadays, but if we have a spouse whom we can rely on completely, POA is a great idea. क्योंकि will तो तब काम आएगा ना जब वो पर्सन नहीं होगा, बट POA तब काम आएगा जब वो पर्सन है पर स्टिल कुछ काम नहीं कर पा रहा है, right? So place where the original POA is kept should be known, should be properly drafted to understand the extent of power conferred. So POA is a topic where we can speak for 10-15 minutes, but since there is restriction of time, POA के बारे में मैं इतना ही बोलूंगी, and if there are any questions, we'll take it up later. Will, an absolute necessity. It is no more a luxury after the pandemic कि आपने will नहीं बनाई है, क्यों जरूरत है, मेरी उम्र कम है, मेरे सिर्फ 2 बच्चे हैं, हस्बैंड है, मुझे will नहीं बनाना है. All this is useless because will is absolutely important, and especially in individual families. We will speak about the importance of will making in our next session. Why for ladies it is very, very important? क्योंकि हमारे भी parents हैं और हमारे parents का take care करना भी हमारा duty है, right? So ladies के लिए भी will बनाना is absolutely non-negotiable. Okay. Now comes how. So what is the place of storage of all physical documents? Depends on what kind of document it is. If the document is a proof of identity and address, PAN card, driving license, passports, all this should be kept at home, preferably, right? Property documents, agreements of various kinds, preferably in the locker, because ये हमेशा नहीं लगता है, तो हम लोग लॉकर में रख सकते हैं, right? अब ये लॉकर घर पे हो, ऑफिस में हो या आपके बैंक में हो, it is your choice. Now, insurance papers, insurance में medical insurance absolutely घर पे होना चाहिए, because office भी हफ्ता में एक दिन बंद रहता है, but घर खुला रहता है, ठीक है? So insurance papers should always be at home. List of these documents should be prepared. All documents should be scanned, and place of storage should be clearly mentioned to whomever you are sharing कि हाँ ये documents हैं और यहाँ हम रख रहे हैं, यहाँ scan करके हम store किए हैं. All that should be clearly mentioned to the person whom you rely on in your family. Usage of DigiLocker is highly recommended because it is valid, and also documents retrieved from the DigiLocker are always vouched for. Okay, some information, this was critical information. Now we are coming to general information. We'll rush through general information because this I have prepared just for a reminder. I know all of you know it. We are all women and ये सब information हमारे पास बिल्कुल होती है. Okay, basic details about family doctor, specialized doctor, doctor on call, preferably from your area. ये हम क्यों बोल रहे हैं? Because fastest पहुंच पाएंगे, right? Ambulance service, urgent delivery service, ये भी बहुत जरूरी होता है. And chemist, कितना भी हम लोग pharmacy से वैसे कर लें, but we should have a chemist from our area who should be able to deliver us medicine when it's urgent. तो relation आसपास का ड्राइवर डॉक्टर एंड मेडिसिन पर्सन से अच्छा बना के रखना ही चाहिए. ओके, नाउ व्हाट एल्स? डॉक्यूमेंट डिटेल्स. क्या क्या डॉक्यूमेंट्स? पासपोर्ट्स, ड्राइविंग लाइसेंस, आधार कार्ड, वैक्सीनेशन कार्ड्स, स्पेशली फॉर चिल्ड्रन वैक्सीनेशन कार्ड्स अगर आपको उनको बाहर पढ़ाने भेजना है बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाते हैं. PAN card, credit card, debit card, ATM cards, election ID cards, club membership, professional forum memberships like lawyer, CA, CS, इन सब की एक professional membership होती है, तो उसका details भी होना चाहिए. All other documents which will have importance and can be produced somewhere, you should have the details of such documents, okay? And do not forget to check that the details are all in sync. Why do I say that? इलेक्शन आईडी कार्ड, सपोज नमिता है, अब उसको NAMIITA, दैट इज रॉन्ग, देन आई एम नॉट द सेम नमिता, राइट? पासपोर्ट में यूजुअली ऐसी गलतियां कम होती है, बट इलेक्शन आईडी कार्ड शुड बी चेक थॉरली। बहुत गलतियां होती है। आधार कार्ड शुड बी चेक थॉरली, बिकॉज नहीं तो जहाँ पे आपको आईडी कार्ड जमा देना है, जहाँ पे प्रूफ की तरह देना है, वहां पे यू हैव अ प्रॉब्लम, दे से दिस इज नॉट वैलिड, आपका नाम मैच नहीं कर रहा, ठीक है? कॉन्टैक्ट इंफॉर्मेशन ऑफ, this information should be there with kids above the age of 7. अगर 7 साल से बड़ा बच्चा है, बिलीव मी, आपको लग रहा है कि छोटा है, बट उसके पास भी ये इंफॉर्मेशन होनी चाहिए। कैसे? आप एक, पहले हम लोग डायरेक्ट मेंटेन होती थी हमारे घर में, तो उस पर सब लिखा होता था, उसी तरह होना चाहिए। नॉट ओनली ऑन मोबाइल फोन्स, डायरेक्टली में भी लिखा होना चाहिए। व्हाट people to call in emergency, our kids should also know, even if they are 7 8 10 years old, they should know कि हाँ emergency अगर है तो पड़ोस में सबसे पहले किसको बुलाना है, जो 2 मिनट में घर आ, राइट? उसके बाद घर का कौन ऐसा है जिसको बुलाना है, जो सब कुछ अपने हाथ में लेकर कुछ भी अगर इलाज कराना है, अगर कुछ प्रॉब्लम है, उसको सॉर्ट आउट कर सकते हैं, राइट? तो वो लिस्ट रेडी होनी चाहिए हमारे पास, and that should be accessible to everybody in the family. Health services you require on a daily basis, ठीक है? ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। कुक्स, ड्राइवर्स, ये कभी कभी ऐसा होता है इन इमरजेंसी यही लोग ज्यादा काम आते हैं, जब दे आर just a call away, they can come and take care. Other basic service providers in your area, groceries, home cooked food, etc. Now, just a small example, one of my friends, she fell ill. She's a single mother. The kid, she's 10-year-old girl, home cooked food डिलीवरी उसको पता था, उसकी मम्मी एक टिफिन सर्विस से मंगाती है। वो इतनी बीमार थी कि उसको सलाइन चढ़ रहा था, वो बिल्कुल आंख नहीं खोल पा रही थी मदर, एंड ऑफ कोर्स कोई दूसरे शहर से एक आंटी आ गई थी उसको देखने के लिए, बट दिस स्मॉल 10-year-old गर्ल, शी हैड द नंबर ऑफ दिस लेडी ऑल्सो, आराम से फोन करके खाना मंगवाना, खाना मतलब एटलीस्ट she had this thing ki, how I can take care of myself if mama is not able to do it, right? Centers helping you with the above services, driver centers, cook centers, service providers on call. Okay, यूजर आईडीज एंड पासवर्ड, हम लोग को क्यों आवाज देना है अपने बच्चों को, वाईफाई का पासवर्ड बताना क्यों? वी शुड बी नोइंग ऑल द पासवर्ड, उनके बूस्टर्स, ओटीटी चैनल्स के पासवर्ड। हमारा मन है आज 1 घंटा ओटीटी देखेंगे, पासवर्ड नहीं मालूम है, we should know that also. Everything should be in one place. App providing services, कोई भी apps है, पासवर्ड्स अगर वो पूरी पेड ऐप है, पूरी फैमिली यूज कर रही है, सब्सक्रिप्शन लगता है, कैनवा है, किंडल है, पूरी फैमिली यूज कर सकती है, तो इट शुड बी शेयर्ड विद एवरीबॉडी। Amazon, it should be shared with everybody. If you have an Amazon Prime subscription, साउंड्स की ये सब छोटी छोटी चीजें बट ये काम आती है। बुकिंग प्रोसेस डिटेल्स एंड कंप्लेंट रजिस्ट्रेशन फॉर LPG gas cylinders, pipelines, electricity, landlines, repair of electronic items. ये सब एक जगह पे लिखा होना चाहिए। If your kids are studying, working in the city of your residence, school, college, office, phone numbers, numbers of close friends, details of tuitions and coaching centers, if possible, contact of teachers, mentors, and employees. ठीक है? And employers. If your kids are studying, working elsewhere, all that has been shared in the previous slide, plus details of neighbors, details of students or colleagues sharing their accommodation, or relative or friends in that city. And if possible, वो जहाँ रह रहे हैं उसके आसपास की एक आध दुकान का नंबर भी लेके रखना चाहिए. If possible, I do not, it may not be possible all the time, but if possible.
And nowadays also our phones are locked. We should know the children should know the locks also then of our phones to access some information in
Of
time.
our phones?
Yes.
Yes. If your child is above 12 or 13
Yes.
years, you can make them understand, educate them कि phone खोलना तभी है जब बहुत जरूरी हो.
Yes.
Otherwise, you will not access your guardian's phone, but this is the password to my phone.
Correct.
ठीक है? But yes, with age, सब कुछ उनको educate. Always talk to your child because talking helps them understand the importance of a certain thing. but restricting them makes them feel कि ये बहुत lucrative है, क्यों नहीं करने दे रहे हैं.
Absolutely.
इसीलिए बताइए, बट उस पे रेस्ट्रिक्शन लगाइए कि ठीक है, मैं आपको बता रही हूँ, आप कर सकते हो, पर कब कर सकते हो ये सुनो. So how this should be done in Excel sheet? If हम लोग को Excel नहीं आता है, we should learn it. जिनको Excel नहीं आता है, please approach the correct people in cafe so that they can arrange a session with some Excel expert who can teach basic Excel to our girls, and so that we know how to keep a track of all this. Word में थोड़ा difficult होता है, Excel होने से it is very neatly presented and it can be corrected from time to time जब भी changes करते हैं, ठीक है? Protect the same with a password, upload it on Google Drive, ठीक है? Google Drive पे जब हम लोग डाल देते हैं information and we share it with the people we want to share it, suppose our spouse, our elder child, अगर बच्चा 15 साल से ऊपर हो गया, of course we can share it. उसमें user ID passwords of your bank account मत डालिए, दूसरी information उसके लिए एक अलग set of Excel sheet बना लीजिए जो आप सिर्फ अपने spouse के साथ share करेंगे. Anything which the child can misuse वो आप अलग कर दीजिए. एंड उससे एक्सेल जब आप ड्राइव पे डाल देते हैं ना तो एक और आराम होता है, आप उसमें कोई चेंज करते हैं ना तो वो सेव होता है ड्राइव पे, तो द अदर पर्सन एक्सेसेस द अपडेटेड फाइल, ठीक है? नाउ पासवर्ड चेंज इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. आप इंपॉर्टेंट डॉक्यूमेंट है, आपने पासवर्ड डाला है, या इंपॉर्टेंट हार्ड ड्राइव है, आपने उसमें पासवर्ड डाला है. हाउ मेनी ऑफ अस हैव सीन आर्या? Okay. So it was very beautiful. What I learned from that series is that the password should be easy, but not easy to guess. Okay? The husband and wife shared a very beautiful song with each other, and the password was that song of a very important hard disk, right? So इससे क्या होता है, the other person, any third person को तो पता भी नहीं चलेगा क्या है आपका पासवर्ड, but the person who is meant to access it will know it and remember it. It's easy to remember ना. आप लोग दोनों अगर कोई अच्छा सॉन्ग शेयर कर, they know कि हाँ ठीक है, ये कोड वर्ड है. So keep the habit of updating the password in the Excel sheet of passwords. ये बहुत जरूरी है. आप चेंज करते हैं, अपडेट नहीं करने से क्या होता है, ओल्ड पासवर्ड है और हम लोग इतनी बार चेंज करते हैं. अब आप बोलेंगे कि हड़बड़ में हम लोग चेंज कर देते हैं, फॉरगेट पासवर्ड कर दिया, अभी कब अपडेट करने जाएं हम लोग. देखिए बात सही है, बट हम लोग हैबिट चेंज करेंगे तो ही विंड्स ऑफ चेंज आएंगे ना. Okay, physical documents, keep the physical documents in good condition and properly filed. Abhi, there was a case wherein locker में रुपया रखा था किसी ने and termites ate it up. So we should be checking up with whatever we keep in the locker also. It's not the ugly or bullying. The list should be detailed and all the documents and the place of storage should be clearly mentioned. पता होना चाहिए हमारे फैमिली मेंबर्स को क्या कहाँ स्टोर है. Scan documents, scan the original documents, keep one copy in the drive of a unique email ID meant for this purpose. Unique email ID बनाइए, उसमें एक unique password डालिए, सारा कुछ इसकी ड्राइव पे डाल दीजिए एंड उसका पासवर्ड सिर्फ 2 या 3 लोगों को पता होना चाहिए, ठीक है? एंड द सेकेंड कॉपी शुड बी इन द हार्ड डिस्क एट होम. ये सब तो हम लोग सपोज करेंगे, बट the most important and the tedious job, speaking about it to your family, to your parents, to your in-laws, to your children, सबसे इस बारे में बात करें. हम हमारी इंडियन फैमिलीज में why women, even men talking about all these things कि ये डॉक्यूमेंट तुमको पता होना चाहिए. Tell me honestly, women, बहुत बार ऐसा हुआ होगा, I'm sure. Your husband must have said कि ये डॉक्यूमेंट जरा देख लो, ये मैंने यहाँ रखा, ये मुझे क्या जानने की जरूरत है, तुम हो ना. हाउ इमोशनल तुम हो ना, मतलब प्लीज टेक द रेन्स इन योर हैंड. आप रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी से अपना पल्ला नहीं झाड़ सकते हो. You cannot say that only the other person is responsible for all this. Last but not the least, do a dry run. What is a dry run? Dry run is a very important aspect. What is a dry run? Suppose हम लोग आज डिसाइड करते हैं कि इस महीने का इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बिल हमारा 10 साल का बेटा पे करेगा, ठीक है, फ्रॉम द बैंक अकाउंट विच वी से, ठीक है, हम लोग उसको गाइड करेंगे, तो उसको हम लोग पूरा प्रोसेस सिखा देते हैं। सिखा दिया, हम जैसे मैथ्स हम लोग पढ़ते हैं वो भी मैथ्स पढ़ लिया, पर मैथ्स का जब हम सम करने गए तो अटक गए। क्यों अटक गए? प्रैक्टिस नहीं किया था, राइट? प्रैक्टिस करना जरूरी है। डू अ ड्राई रन। आज मम्मी नहीं पे करेगी, आज आप ही को पे करना है। मम्मी है पर ऐसा सोचिए मम्मी आज नहीं है घर पे, आप कीजिए। आई वांट टू सी वेदर यू कैन डू इट, राइट? एंड so for today, this is what I wanted to share with you people. I am good to take questions.
What an enlightening session. We learned about so many different documents which we must be aware of in our day-to-day lives. Traditionally, women weren't included in the financial information sharing, but a change is inevitable. Change is the only constant. Now women must take charge and move towards financial literacy as well as financial independence, hand in hand. Now the forum is open for your queries. You can put your queries in the chat box.
There were already some questions in the
Yes.
chat box, which I will shoot at you and you keep answering.
Yes,
So,
please.
someone asked, what is the process of nomination in immovable property?
Okay. So when we make a property document, therein we can nominate someone. Like wherever we are making a property document, you can ask your lawyer to put a nominee. So that whenever there is a problem, the nominee can take care of the property. It should be there in the property document.
Sorry, Namita, can be done now after the.
What if, just a sec, but what if there is already a property document, it's not a new property, then how do you get the nomination done in that?
We need to talk to our lawyers. अगर ये joint property है, तो then the nomination is not possible कि एक person उसमें करा सके. We need to renew the document. But अगर joint property, it's a long process. See, and if it's an old property, then also it's a problem. But अगर आप नए से खरीद रहे हैं कुछ, तो आप उसमें कराइए. And पुरानी property में थोड़ा मुश्किल है, but आप lawyer से एक बार बात कर सकते हैं.
Okay. Thank you. And then there's a question, what document should we upload in DigiLocker?
So please open your account in the DigiLocker. You can do it with your email ID and the phone number, and you will need to give a password. जब आपका account खुल जाएगा, they have a list wherein they have Aadhaar card, PAN card, all your documents. These documents, आप जो tick mark करेंगे, उसके बाद उसमें they will ask you to upload details of the same. Upload details कहता, जैसे आपको बोलेंगे आधार कार्ड का नंबर डालिए, उसका आपका बर्थ डेट डालिए, आपका फुल नेम डालिए. जैसे ही आप डालेंगे, वो खुद ब खुद आधार कार्ड की साइट से रिट्रीव करेगा. आपको स्कैन करके नहीं डालना होगा. That is as good as having the original document because उसने साइट से रिट्रीव किया है.
Okay.
That is why DigiLocker is highly recommended कि आप DigiLocker use करें.
Okay, someone asked that if kids are not adults, then whom to make nominee?
See, nominee can be a minor also, but minor अगर nominee है, we have to remember that जो मैंने guardianship की बात की थी, वो clear होनी चाहिए हमारे. ठीक है? अगर हम will बनाते हैं तो उसमें guardianship कर सकते हैं. will नहीं बनाते हैं तो भी guardianship का एक document बनता है. ठीक है? Wherein we can appoint a guardian. आपको अपने आसपास देखना पड़ेगा कि सपोज ब्रदर सिस्टर फ्रेंड्स कौन ऐसा है जो गार्जियनशिप के लिए केपेबल है. गार्जियनशिप नॉट ओनली टेकिंग चार्ज ऑफ द फाइनेंसेस, आल्सो टेकिंग डिसीजंस एंड गिविंग देम द राइट एडवाइस. सो ऑल इन ऑल आपको ये देखना पड़ेगा कौन पर्सन सबसे ज्यादा सुटेबल है. उस पर्सन से भी आपको बात करनी होगी वेदर दैट पर्सन इज रेडी टू टेक such a challenging role if anything happens, and then you can make a guardianship document to that effect.
Okay. Then, and also, is the nominee also the beneficiary for using and claiming the money?
No,
Using and claiming the money.
no. Nominee is just the caretaker of the money. It's just the caretaker till the time it is decided that who is the beneficiary. अगर उस person ने will बनाई है तो उसमें जो beneficiary है उनको मिलेगा. अगर उस person ने will नहीं बनाई है तो succession law के हिसाब से जिसको भी जाना है उसको जाना. And by chance the nominee and the successor are the same person, then it's fine. Then that person will be the same. But अगर ऐसा नहीं है तो it will go to the rightful owner, and that nominee is just the caretaker.
So this nominee whom we should, someone is asking, is it preferred to choose kids or husbands?
In what?
In nominating,
In what?
putting as nominees.
Okay.
In your wealth.
See, nomination, if your spouse is there, whether it's husband or yes, it should be your spouse because वो लोग उसको operate कर पाएंगे, right? Excuse
And
me.
also whatever is yours should go to the spouse, and the spouse ka should come to you, and after both the spouses not there, I think should go to the children, right?
I will not comment on that. सबके spouse का equation अलग अलग होता है. I
Okay,
don't know.
right. In a normal condition situation.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
should be that way. It's intelligent to do that because then the other spouse does not face financial crisis in raising the children.
And some such issues related to inheritance, can they be resolved with the help of a will?
So we will take the session on 10th, which will cover all this. It's completely on inheritance. So the session on 10th is going to cover all this.
And if the bank account has an operating option of self or survivor, then do both need to have a nominee?
Yes.
Self or survivor, then we need two nominees.
No, actually what happens is that it's one cases where it is either or survivor. In that case, there is only one nomination. Okay?
Yes.
Okay? When there is self or survivor, that means the first holder is saying that if I am alive, I will be operating, right? If I am not there, the other person will be operating. And if something happens to the other person, only then the nominee comes into place.
Okay.
Okay? But agar, suppose the second person dies first, the second joint holder, then the nominee supersedes. मतलब क्या होता है, तब first holder जब जाएगा तो कोई भी operation के लिए नहीं रहेगा तो वो nominee को मिल जाएगा.
Okay. And if both parents died, then only kids will be the successor of the property?
We will cover all this on the 10th.
Yes, people
Yes.
want to know more about succession.
Yes, so
That's
on 10th,
very pertinent actually.
no, so inheritance is a huge subject and we will cover it on 10th in detail. And if I start with inheritance right now, I will only be able to give you very part and answers which will not be fully correct, right?
Correct.
So
And people, yeah, say continue.
let's keep the inheritance part till the 10th because then you will have a complete picture of things. See, अगर मैं
Absolutely.
part में बताऊंगी तो शायद उतनी clarity ना आए.
Complete picture nahi samajh mein aayega.
Right.
And if we have time, people want you to throw more light on insurance and health insurance. What are insurances and what are health insurance? What are digital lockers and what are POAs?
Okay.
So some people want you to throw more light on these topics.
All right.
So if we
So-
have time, we can do it in short.
I don't have an issue in explaining these. Secondly, in the coming 6 days, there is one day for insurance. तो उस दिन मैं कुछ डिटेल्स दूंगी इंश्योरेंस का, and there will be I will be sharing some questions which you should be asking before taking an insurance or a medical insurance. ठीक है? So what is medical insurance? Medical insurance वो insurance होता है जब अगर बीमारी की वजह से आपको हॉस्पिटल में एडमिट होना पड़े तो इंश्योरेंस कंपनी उसका पेमेंट करती है। ठीक है? सुनने में बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है कि इंश्योरेंस कंपनी पेमेंट कर देगी, अरे वाह। बट क्यों मैंने इसको इसमें डाला? क्योंकि इसमें बहुत राइडर्स होते हैं। इंश्योरेंस कंपनी बोलेगी कि हम कैपिंग करेंगे, 2000 तक का रूम रेंट देंगे। तो अगर आपने 5000 का रूम ले लिया है, देन देयर इज अ प्रॉब्लम। ठीक है? 3000 you will have to pay from your pocket. Okay? Then they will say that we will not cover critical illness, right? Anything like a cancer or a tumor or any disease which has complications, which has organ failure, we will not cover that. So again, that is a problem. इसीलिए मेडिकल इंश्योरेंस की डिटेल्स पता होना बहुत जरूरी होती है। We should know in deep detail what kind of insurance we are taking, whether critical illness is covered or not. That is medical insurance. ठीक है? Life insurance is when you pay a premium for insuring your life. Actually, क्यों होता था? जब शुरू हुआ था लाइफ इंश्योरेंस तो इसका कॉन्सेप्ट क्या था कि जो ब्रेड अर्निंग मेंबर है उसको कुछ हो जाता है अगर, तो ये इंश्योरेंस बाद में आपको पैसा देती है जिससे कि वो फैमिली चल सके। तो इंश्योरेंस जो मिलता है वो किस बेसिस पे होता है? आपकी अर्निंग के बेसिस पे आपको मिलता है, राइट? कि आपका किसी का 5 करोड़ का इंश्योरेंस है तो कैसे होगा? उसकी अर्निंग उतनी होनी चाहिए कि उसको उसकी फैमिली को 5 करोड़ की जरूरत हो, राइट? जिसकी फैमिली अगर 2 लाख में चलती है तो उसको 5 करोड़ का इंश्योरेंस नहीं मिलेगा, उसको शायद 10 लाख का इंश्योरेंस मिलेगा। ठीक है? सो दैट मीन्स why life insurance is important? अगर there is a setback in the family, at least financial setback नहीं फेस करना, राइट? इसके लिए लाइफ इंश्योरेंस भी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। दो डिस्कस करने में ऐसा लगता है कि हम लोग अपने loved ones की लाइफ को इंश्योर कर रहे हैं, so greedy, this is not like that. It is not like that. We should have a medical insurance, we should have a life insurance. And there was POA, right?
POA.
Yes. So power of attorney is a document जब आप attorney क्या होता है कि आपके behalf पे कोई काम कर सके, right? और power of attorney क्या हुआ? इस डॉक्यूमेंट के द्वारा हम लोग किसी को ये पावर दे रहे हैं कि हमारे बिहाफ पे वो कुछ काम कर सके। कुछ काम, ये क्या काम होगा उस पावर ऑफ अटर्नी पे लिखा होगा, वो डिटेल्स उस पावर ऑफ अटर्नी में लिखी होगी। तो ये अलग अलग तरीके की बन सकती है। someone would make it कि if I am not in the city, my bank account can be operated by this person. It's a power of attorney. Now there is a power of attorney where someone is able to collect rent on my of my property on my behalf. That is one power of attorney. One power of attorney is कि ये 11 months का tenant हमारा जो अभी है वो छोड़ देगा तो दूसरा tenant रखने के लिए हम अपनी sister को power of attorney बना रहे हैं. Because you are in another city, you need someone here who can bring a tenant and you can keep it. So this way, power of attorney अलग-अलग चीजों की होती है, but the power of attorney I was speaking about is a general power of attorney to the spouse. क्या होता है कि suppose किसी के पास एक ऐसी प्रॉपर्टी है जो it's an extra property. Now, God forbid कुछ ऐसा प्रॉब्लम आ गया कि पैसों की बहुत ज्यादा जरूरत है. That property needs to be sold, right? If there is no power of attorney and that person is incapacitated, then selling of the property becomes a problem. Even if you have the property, maybe you cannot liquidate it and use it, right? That is why a general power of attorney, if your relation with your spouse is good, and if you believe each other, and you have faith on each other, then there should be a general power of attorney. What else was there?
Digital lockers, DigiLockers.
I just mentioned DigiLocker is an online app which is introduced by the government. ठीक है, डिजी लॉकर में आप अकाउंट खोलिए और आपसे आपके डॉक्यूमेंट्स का डिटेल्स मांगा जाएगा. डिटेल्स नॉट एज इन पिक्चर, दे विल आस्क यू द नंबर ऑफ योर डॉक्यूमेंट, योर नेम, योर बर्थ डेट, your spouse name, all that. And through those information, they will retrieve the document from the particular authority. Suppose Aadhaar card है तो Aadhaar card की site से retrieve होगा. तो original Aadhaar card का picture DigiLocker में अपने आप आ जाएगा. When you
So
put
it
it.
is there, and if we misplace, we can retrieve it from there. So
Yes,
it becomes
yes, of
so,
course.
so easy.
Yes, so एक और चीज है, DigiLocker के ऐप पे जब आप दिखाते हैं आपका डॉक्यूमेंट, तो it is a valid document. It is used in all government offices,
Okay, that is also
in
a big
bank,
advantage.
everywhere. Yes, it can be used.
And you never mention anything about jewelry.
About jewelry,
Jewelry
what-
is also part of property, movable property. So we should make a list of that and also keep it, right?
yes, yes. Actually, क्या है, मैंने उन
With
चीजों की बात
valuation.
की, right? मैंने उन चीजों की बात की जिसके बारे में women ध्यान नहीं रखते.
ज्वेलरी का तो बहुत ध्यान रखती है.
Naturally, you know, we are inclined towards keeping our jewelry properly.
But not listed with
Not
proper.
right. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, so we should have a knowledge about what jewelry was given to us by our parents, what we acquired in time, and what was given by in-laws, our husband, whatever. And we should have them listed. Valuation एक date तक अगर आप करा सकते हैं, very good. नहीं भी करा सके, at least you should have certain idea about the weight of the and the type of jewelry that it is, so that there is nothing unaccounted for.
Yes. True. So Kavita, should we close the session now for questions? We have already.
Absolutely. I think very well explained, Namita. Or
Thanks, Kavita.
next session will be, I think, concluding session wherein all the answers will be automatically given by Namita because
Yes,
सबके मन
We
में
will
अभी
speak
बहुत सारे
about inheritance. Yes.
सब कुछ काफी सारे सवाल हैं जो कि maybe during the week also you will find answers to, and in the next session you will be more clearer about all the concepts.
I will
And
take 2 minutes, Kavita.
yes,
Point one, during the week, we'll post certain things. Please follow, please read them. It's for your use. And maybe you will find कि ये सब इतना कुछ पढ़ना पड़ेगा या इतना कुछ देखना पड़ेगा, but believe me, आप अभी सबके साथ कर लेंगे तो कर लेंगे, नहीं तो बाद में जैसे अभी तक नहीं हुआ वो नहीं हुआ.
Absolutely.
राइट, तो अभी एक वीक थोड़ा सा आधी 1 घंटा रोज इस डॉक्यूमेंटेशन को देकर अपनी डॉक्यूमेंटेशन ठीक कर लीजिए. ठीक है. सेकेंडली, और दिवाली का टाइम आ रहा है, दिवाली की सफाई का टाइम आ रहा है, तो दिस कैन बी अनदर थिंग कि हम लोग डॉक्यूमेंट्स को भी ठीक कर लें. दिस कैन बी ऑल्सो वन पार्ट ऑफ ऑर्गेनाइजिंग द हाउस, राइट.
Absolutely.
Secondly, I am okay with people posting questions on WhatsApp group. I am okay with it if the group is okay with it. The only thing is I will not answer it immediately. I will have a dedicated time every day, suppose for an hour or so. I will sit with the WhatsApp group and I will answer every question that is there. Okay. So, but if someone wants कि मुझे तुरंत आंसर मिल जाए, maybe वो मैं नहीं कर पाऊँ, but definitely at the end of the day या next दिन morning में मैं time निकाल के मैं जरूर answer करूँगी, मैं सारे questions answer करूँगी. I'm okay with giving you my email ID also. If there is anything personal you want to put in the group, please give me personal. Please put it on personal chat. Please send it to me on email. I'm good with that also.
Namita, it was really, really an eye-opener for most of us. And feeling gratitude and not expressing it is like wrapping a gift and not giving it. So we are very, very, from the bottom of our heart, we are very grateful to you for giving your valuable time and making such an effort to teach us, to educate us. But people, picture abhi baki hai. This is just the beginning. Okay, so stay tuned. And a big thank you to Kavita and the lovely audience and all my leaders, Manisha, Simi, and Pallavi. Thank you so much.
Thank you
you so
very much,
much.
friends. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you and bye-bye.
Okay,
Bye.
we log out and we meet again. Namita, bye.